There's a new ChatGPT killer in town, and it's called Claude. I never really thought that we'll find something better so quickly, but here we are, 2 years down the line. This week, I canceled my ChatGPT subscription, which I never thought that I'd ever do, and I've moved completely over to Claude. So, in this video, I want to share why I moved, and I really want to show you how powerful Claude really is. So, let's dive in. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raheel. I'm an entrepreneur and a product leader currently living and working in Dubai. It's good to see you again, and in this video, I'm really excited to talk about Claude. It's one of the best foundation models that we have ever seen. It's better than GPT. It performs better than GPT. It feels better than GPT. And in this video, I want to share what it is, how it actually works, and why it's so much better. And if you're a business owner, if you're a product manager, if you're a data analyst, there's a use case for you that we'll go over. So in this video, I want to share 3 or 4 use cases that I think will be really beneficial. But let's start by understanding what Claude is first. So Claude 3.5 Sonnet is a model that is created by this company called Anthropic. And just like OpenAI, and Google has Gemini, OpenAI has GPT. Anthropic is also one of those companies that is working on building great foundation models, also LLMs. And so Anthropic came up with this cloud model, and now they just recently released a month ago Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is their latest but one of the best models that we have seen on the market. So this is their announcement page, and on the announcement page, this is basically Claude 3.5, our first release in the forthcoming Claude 3.5 model family. This is great and raises the industry bar for intelligence, outperforming competitor models, and Claude 3 Opus. So Claude 3 Opus is another model that they have, and it was considered to be one of the most powerful models in the market. And Claude 3.4, 3.5 is now available on Claude AI and on the iOS application. And I think they recently released on Android as well. And look at the cost of this. This costs around $3 per million input tokens and 15 million output tokens. It's cheaper than GPT-4, to be really honest, and has a really larger context window. If I'm not mistaken, GPT-4 has 128,000 token context window, but this has 200,000, which is really great. So, and if you look at the benchmarks, so you can already see that even from benchmark perspective, Claude has been outperforming its competitors. So if you look at Claude 3.5 Sonnet, it outperforms Opus. It also outperforms GPT-4o and Gemini 1.5 Pro. So on a graduate level reasoning, it does better. Undergraduate level knowledge, it does better. On coding, it does really, really well. And also on really hard math problems, it's less better in math problems, but I've seen it really in certain math problems. It really outperforms even GPT-4o, and it's a multi-model model, and also comes with a really powerful vision model. And if you look at the benchmarks, you'll find that even the benchmarks are much better than the nearest a competitor out there. But most importantly, they've introduced something that is called artifacts, which is kind of like a, so whenever you're looking at analyzing something or you want to run analysis, so automatically artifacts are an interactive way of engaging with that content. In ChatGPT, you don't really get that. It's mainly text, but artifacts, they've really taken up a notch, and automatically now there's a dedicated window based on what the user experience is going to look like, and then you can actually interact with the content. And we'll go over this because artifacts is a game changer, and they have a big commitment to safety and privacy, which I really value. And Anthropic, if you look at their values, if you read the why behind how they're building these LLMs, the privacy, the safety part is core to their identity, which I really, really love. So this is what the interface looks like. Okay, so this is very similar. to ChatGPT. It's a chat interface after all, and you can just start talking to it by asking, "Hi, Cloud." But I don't want to start here. What I really want to do is, I really want to start focusing on the use cases. And the reason why I moved away from, say, GPT-4 or ChatGPT was because of the fact that their use cases are really powerful. So, number one use case that I want to show you is a data analysis use case, and I'll show you how artifacts actually work. So, let's create a dummy company data, and we can do sales data including cost. I want you to generate an interactive dashboard where I can visualize everything. So now, all right, it's actually fast as well, to be really honest. Now it's creating this interactive dashboard, and this is what an artifact is. Now it will start generating code, and honestly speaking, even on coding problems, this performs really, really well. Now here you have it. Now this is just a dummy data. You can even give it your own personal company data, and automatically you get these beautiful little charts that you can actually interact with. You can look at, all right, I want to look at the line chart. I can also look at the line chart. I can look at all my costs. Now I can actually ask it, can you run a sensitivity analysis and give me a breakdown of my costs? So automatically, as you can see, I can get an artifact, which is a very interactive sort of a dashboard. And I also want to show you one very interesting thing. Let this run. Let this run. And if you want to like bring it outside, you can also bring it outside, by the way. That's not a problem. But let's wait for it. So powerful. And then now automatically, let's see what the result is. Okay, wonderful. Now we have the cost breakdown as well. Now it's a pie chart. And check this out. Now we have a cost sensitivity analysis as well. So now we can actually just adjust our cost multiplier, and you can see how interactive this is. And automatically it tells us if we reduce our cost multiplier by 0.5x, automatically our adjusted total profit goes up. Now we can actually see how much the difference is. And now imagine if you're a small business owner or you're running some sort of data analysis, just imagine how powerful it is. Just imagine how powerful it is. Now, what I want to do is, so this is one of the few use cases that you can build, and I really, really love this one. Now, here's a very interesting one. So I'm going to go to my previous projects, and last year I started investing in Apple stock. So now I'm really interested whenever their quarterly report comes out. I'm really keen on understanding what it is. But usually it's 70-80 pages that you have to read, right? And whenever you give it to GPT, it's there's just a lot of context, so it's really hard for it to determine as well. So what I did was I took this PDF, and I gave it, and I said, okay, so here's the Apple 10Q, and can you please generate a 3-page interactive infographic? So it said, I'm unable to do, but here is the overall health and performance of the company. So automatically, it gave me the Q2 2024 financial snapshot, which gave me critical financial, numbers, metrics that I really want to look at as an investor. Perfect, which is great. So it gives you a lot of details. Now, then I asked it to create an interactive UI with graphs and charts, artifacts. So automatically it generated this basic, summarization chart for me. And now I get, okay, so this quarter, the revenue was 90 billion, net income was this much, earning per share and gross margin. I can look at revenue breakdown. Okay, so this was the revenue breakdown. So 51% of the sales, they came from iPhone. Nay, the services contributed about 26%, which is really good. Now I also want to look at the geographic performance. So automatically I can see that the Americas, the revenue was about $37 billion, and year over year it was a 1% decline. Europe had a 1% increase. China had a negative 8%. So this actually gives me a little bit worry about Apple's performance as a company, because with these trade tariffs, now I can actually see very quickly, by the way, of the change. And then Japan, negative 13% as well. So not really good, which is interesting. And then the rest of Asia and Pacific was also negative 17%, which is not that great. I can also look at the financial trends and I can see that the revenue decreased a bit. The revenue was higher in the previous quarter, but this quarter it was a decrease. So it doesn't really make me feel that great. And I really want to dive deeper into why that happened. Now, I want to also show insights and outlook for the quarter. So I created another artifact and I asked it to give me insights and outlook. And now it gives me a performance highlight saying, total revenue decreased by this much due to lower iPhone sales. Oh, very interesting. Services revenue is increasing 14% year over year, which is very good. Gross margin improved. Great. China revenue declined. And outlook and challenges. Okay, so there's expected growth in the services segment driven by advertising, which is great. There's regulatory issues in the EU market, and there's an antitrust lawsuit coming up, so I need to be careful as an investor. So now you can see what I just did was I gave it a simple file. I just gave it 10Q, and that's it. And it was able to generate these artifacts. Now, the fun thing about these artifacts is I can actually publish them. I can publish them and I can just copy a link. And now what I can do is I can copy this link and I can share it with anyone. Now I can just simply paste it and automatically check this out. Well, I get this full screen and I get this analysis that I can share with anyone on my team, right? So here's Q2. This is the revenue breakdown, guys. This is the geographic performance, financial trends, insights, and outlook. This is extremely powerful. I think this, from a user experience perspective, I think this is a freaking game changer, and I really love it. Which is perfect. So we just publish this, and you can also ask any sort of like questions, which we can do. We can ask questions about it. Can you extract some more insights? And it will go through the document and it will give you more insights. I think this is a wonderful use case. It's actually nice. So now it's generating an artifact again. Now if I want to create an application, then I automatically, what I can do is I can simply just ask it to give me the code. And trust me guys, the code is really high quality. GPT-4, if you give it a question and if you ask it to generate a code, 9 out of 10 times you have to keep iterating on it till you get the right answer. But with Cloud, it's with 3.5 Sonnet, to be really honest, it's pretty neat, and I really love it. Okay, so did they add another one? Oh, they added another one. Okay, nice. They added key insights. Service segment, nice. R&D expenses. So automatically, as you can see, just imagine the amount of information that is taking, and this is beautiful. Now, here's another one that I want to show. So I was just looking through one of my documents, and we have a rewards program at CAFU. And so what I want to do is I wanted to create like I want to share a document with my team. The document is long, so how can I summarize it and I can present it in a way I can build a presentation or something. And now by giving it just a document, what I can do is I can actually create a small little presentation. It's not that good. You can improve it by giving it instructions on how you want the UI to be, but automatically Kafu reward program and promotions, which is nice. This is the program overview. These are the key components. Great. These are the type of promotions that we have. This is how the rewards program really works. These are the deals. Then automatically I get these beautiful little presentations, and I can actually, again, I can literally publish them and I can share them with my team. Isn't that amazing? There we go. It's so neat. I love it. Although we can work on the UI a little bit more, but as a starter, it's a life. It's a game changer, to be really honest. Then there are a lot of other use cases as well. Uh, you can create animations. So I want to visualize uh, how momentum works, and I want you to explain me um, with animations. So let's see if it's able to do it. Let's see. Okay, very nice. So it's gonna create a React component. I'm very excited to see what it does. La la la. Okay. So momentum visualization start. If I increase the mass, okay. So this is how it works. Okay. The blue circle represents an object with a mass. Okay. I want momentum between two objects. A little more complex use case. So let's see what it comes up with. This is quite neat, right, guys? This is so powerful. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Two objects move along a horizontal line. You can stop the motion. Key principles: momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Yes. The size of each circle represents the mass. Okay. Total momentum is conserved before and after collision. Ah, okay. So let's see. Ooh. Okay. What happens? Where's the collision? Where's the collision? The momentum never happens? Wow. It's actually getting very closer, guys. This is very interesting. This is actually very interesting. So you can't do this with GPT. It's really difficult. And honestly, if we had more time, I would love to show you more use cases. You can actually create a game as well. But one of the my favorite use cases is you can now actually build flowcharts, right? So I want to build uh, a user journey that does the following. The user places an order. The order is dispatched over to the warehouse. Warehouse decides where to send it via predictive analytics. User receives the order. I want you to generate a complete architecture of how it will work. Include complex use cases and edge cases, and generate a flowchart for me. I want you to focus more on the user experience. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay. Will it create an artifact? Oh, it will. Okay, so it's creating a graph for me now. Let's see. This is wonderful. This is so good. Check this out, guys. Now, I can actually create flowcharts. User visits the website, browsing. This is wonderful. Proceeds to checkout. Now, as someone who's working in product or even in user experience, now just imagine the level of depth you can go into and the complex UX user interfaces that you can actually create. This is great. It also gives you the ability to actually, you start off from somewhere, But with the help of Claude now, you can actually dive deeper into multiple different aspects, edge cases that you might have missed out initially. I think this is really powerful. And I've been using this a lot. I've been using this a lot. And I think this is literally amazing. I love it. Now, if you're a business owner, if you're someone who's working in data analysis, if you're a product manager, if you're an entrepreneur, and you want to come up with this e-commerce sort of journey, it will work. Now, I want to show you one last thing. Let's say I am going to start a business. It's a software company. I want you to give me a full working strategy for customer acquisition. Need an interactive flowchart with a what if analysis. Now this is a very complicated one. I just thought of this question, but I'll be very interested to see how it actually performs, to be really honest. So it's generating these. Okay, so these are the strategies. It's wow, it's already calculating the customers, it's calculating ROI. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, so let's say your budget is no, let's reduce the budget down to like 5,000. My focus area is balanced. So now it's telling me that if you spend 10% on market research, 15% on brand building, 20% on advertising, your projected estimated ROI is I earned is 1,015 and I get 51 new customers. Strategy recommendation focused on now. Just imagine if you give it more data about what the idea is and what your actual numbers are. Just imagine how quickly this can turn into a revenue generation system for you, a complex thinker for you, a personal assistant for you. This is crazy. This is literally crazy. And I just believe that this is where the future is heading. And I've been in love with this since it came out. And this is now, you see, like the amount of use cases and artifacts. One single feature has changed the entire user experience. And I think this was one of the biggest reasons why I decided that I really wanted to move away from GPT. So thank you so much for sticking around, if you were able to stick around, because it was a pretty long video. But this is something that I haven't been excited about something for a very long time, since Claude 3.5 Sonnet came out, and it completely changed the way at least I work. And honestly speaking, they've launched another feature which is called projects. Now, projects, you can create your own workspace. You can give it custom instructions. You can give it a custom knowledge base, and that just becomes your personal workspace that has information about. It has context about what you're working on, and I think in my next video, I really want to go over how you can leverage projects to build an even smarter workspace. And I've been using projects, I've been experimenting with it. I love it. But artifacts is a killer feature, is a killer feature in itself. And so if you're also someone who's looking to supercharge their productivity and really get more out of these LLMs, then I think it's much better if you switch over to Claude instead of spending your time with GPT. Because in the past couple of months, I've experienced and observed the performance of ChatGPT just going down. It takes a lot of time to explain. It takes a lot of time to get something valuable out, an outcome that you're exactly looking for. The only downside that Claude really has, it has a usage limit. Now, even if you're on a paid version, it's not unlimited. You get really limited amount of messages, but these messages are enough for you to get by the day. But most importantly, the answers are accurate. They're high quality. That the usage that you get is enough for you to extract value out of it. So I hope this was very useful. I hope the use cases that I showed you really made sense, and it was something that you found exciting. And I really hope that you try this out on your own as well, because this is a really powerful tool and I would recommend everyone uh, to use it. So thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care. Bye bye.